Okay, so Sunday morning coffee, folks. Good morning to you all. Good afternoon to you all. I don't know when you're going to catch this. So I've been taking a recording on Saturdays and loading them up because my internet stinks. It's slow. Rural living. If that's all I got to worry about, I'm okay with it. I'm out here warming up the shop, maintenance, heating it, keeping it up to temp, so I don't have anything go wrong with supplies and hardware that's temperature sensitive. You can hear the little heater going until I get the big tank refilled. That's where I'm at. Temperatures came up. It was nice. I got a lot done those few days, and then back down into the armpit of hell. So that's where we're at. Into this new year. Let me please make the toast of my typical toast. May we all receive exactly that which we deserve. Some people might find offense in that. I'm sorry. I fervently believe we all, at the end of our days, get exactly what it is we deserve in some means, shape, or fashion. Bad things happen. That's part of it. Good things happen randomly, and that's part of it. May luck always be on your side, that's for sure. But I know through piss poor positions that have landed on me that I've put myself in, I wasn't living as well and proper and doing as I should. So I think there's some pitfalls that I've experienced that were completely self-realized. I brought it on myself, so deal with it. And that's where I'm at. I'm dealing with it. Other news, let me see the shop. Healy, I busted that out when it was nasty cold out and got the major part of blocking. There's still some issues to deal with. And then there's some more fitment issues, finesse, little stuff that I've got to deal with. So I got another week of work. I wanted to have most of that done now, and I just didn't get the luxury. Monday, I did my typical deal with shop stuff. I finally took the leap and put on a Craigslist ad for a helper. We'll get back to this. Tuesday, I got some good work done around the shop on other projects. Wednesday, our family vehicle laid down, so I got it back up and running. Thursday, I got stuff moved around and put where it needed to be, and I wasn't feeling well. And I wasn't feeling well until I woke up this morning. In fact, I feel good today. So I've been down sick half the week. Prior to that, our littlest one wasn't well. Now it looks like the wife is not feeling well. So hopefully everybody gets over this crud that's rolling through the house and we're all feeling well again soon. But my week was in the shit can. I didn't get anything of import accomplished, which makes me upset. But I'm not gonna die about it. I'm not gonna freak out, or I'm just gonna reorganize, regroup, and have a good week this week. So I'll mash out what I need to on 3 projects this week and make it happen. I've taken to getting a calendar and writing out daily tasks that I need to accomplish. I'm behind on that because I got sick and the car laid down, the truck laid down. So I have to catch up on that list. And I'll make the new list for this next week coming up and move on. In the stead there, one of my customers and become a good friend, he's a truck driver over the road, and his truck laid down. The engine grenaded. So he's actually going to liquidate project cars. 79 TA's got. Complete car, lock Pontiac 350. And typical corrosion on the frame rails, your F-body issues. But it's up for sale. He's like $1,700 for the car, and it's all there, but it needs a load of work. Belvedere 2-door 57, 58 Savoy 4-door complete. That car could actually get back on the road fairly easy. but it would need a lot of work to get it where it's reliable. Texas forward look chassis that's been completely rebuilt, painted. It's like new. Bushings, ball joints, everything's new. Poly 318, fresh from the machine shop with the dual quad intake setup. Push button torque flight transmission, rebuilt from the machine shop, ready to go. And then a plethora of pieces, parts, and all the trimmings it takes to make two cars. Oh, and a hardtop roof. Our goal was to make the 58 Savoy into a two-door hardtop. So anybody has interest, let me know. I'm going to get that out there, information out there in force to try to help Andy out. He's good people. He deserves it. That's been pretty much the week. I come out to shop, I maintenance heat it to make sure I don't have issues go awry. I've cut down on these significantly. One, it saves coin, and two, it saves my lungs. I feel better because of it. I can tell the difference. I'm not coughing up all this nasty phlegm in the mornings now. So my reduction has been fairly significant. Which is interesting because it gives me incentive to smoke even less. And I feel even better, so I smoke even less, and I feel even so forth and so on. So, yay me. And then, we're just, right now I've got good days and bad days. I'm not as efficient as what I'd like to be in the shop. So I make sure if I'm in the shop, I push my efficiency, use up the heat in accord to what needs done, and then shut it down and not do nothing. Get out of here. Just get out of the building and let it be chilly the rest of the time. And I'm getting more accomplished in less time, which is good, but I'm putting in less time in the shop, which is bad. When the temperatures come back up and I can really put in good days, and my bad days typically coincide with the really cold times. My knees feel like a broomstick rattling around inside of a steel trash can those days. That's from years and years and years of working outside in this crap. So there you go. Goals for this year. We'll get into that next week. I'll actually have something written down, and I'll go through some goals for this year so I can have something to look back upon and correlate what I've gained versus what I aimed at, what I shot at. I'm a realist. I'm only looking at 80% of achievements. So I'll sit down and write out a new plan for this coming year of goals. Again, this is Adam Niffen. You looking at Smith Welding and Restoration, the whole of it. We're starting over at the bottom, but I have a world of experience behind me, and I have a lot of good people pushing for me. And I have a good deal of other people to prove wrong. Last item was I took that plunge on the old Craigslist to try to get a shop hand in here. Even part-time, I'm satisfied with that. Apprentice level, I'm satisfied with that. I just need someone. 90% of this job is take this apart, clean it up, put it back together. Scrub this crap off, brush this product on. It's a lot of disassembly, cleanup, and reassembly. That's most of the job. And it doesn't matter if you're extremely skilled, knowledgeable, or a gross apprentice. Those things take the time they take, typically speaking. So I've been trying to locate that special shop hand. Put up an ad. I got 6 or 8 emails back. I got 6 or 8 phone calls back. I was supposed to have entertained 5 interviews by now. I was supposed to entertain 5 different interviews by now, and one possibly coming up on Tuesday. My intent was to pull the ad Friday and go through my notes and make a decision mid to late this week. Shit. Well, none of that. There's none of that at all. I had one interview come in, and it's an apprentice level guy. He seemed to have the wherewithal, seemed to have the right attitude, seemed to have, the background in getting dirty, but he wanted to come in as an apprentice, and his initial asking was what I made at the shop I worked at. You guys have seen what I do. You guys have seen what I can do and what I do pull off. I fix parts that are unfindable. I make parts that are unfindable. I can weld, braze, lead, anneal, shape, fabricate, weld, paint, body. I can do all of that without direction. I go, all right, what do you want done? How far are we taking it? And they go, this is what we need done. Okay, see you later. And they come back, I'm metal finishing it, and go, all right, what do you think? And they poke at it a little bit, and I touch up what needs done and move on. This gentleman didn't have any of that, unfortunately. So he may come back in for a second. I don't know. He may come back in for a second interview. But I hate the idea of offering something that would be considered insulting. Because even if he agrees, he's begrudgingly agreeing, so I don't get heart and soul. But I can't pay someone scale to what would be a lead for an apprentice ability. I wish I could. I think everybody deserves a living wage. Small shop, it's hard. 80% what comes in goes back out to the shop. At least right now, until I get back on top of it all. And then one I had, he'd been bugging me, pestering me for 3 months. I could say I fired him, he could say he quit, and I think both answers are correct. Finally, I broke down and said, all right, do you have the luxury to come out and visit with me? Yeah, how's tomorrow sound? Well, tomorrow was 3 or 4 days ago now. I think I'm just going to have to let that one go by the wayside. If I can't rely on someone to come in for an hour chat, I don't know how I could rely on them on a day-to-day. So that's where I'm at. I think I'm going to run the ad for another week and pick through and figure out my best choice then. I think it's a farce. I think people do want to work. I think there are the cross-section of people that do in fact want to work. I think one of the major hiccups is what people think as far as what money is available in labor trades isn't really, especially for a small shop, isn't really as available as I think it is. I'm not shitting in tall grass over here. We literally scrape day by day right now, especially because we're rebuilding from less than zero. Here's zero. Here's where we started when we got here. I'm almost to zero again. Almost. Just not there yet. I don't know. I don't think I'm a cheap bastard. I just think I'm a realist. I know what the shop can produce. That's the bugger of it all. I've got to take a gamble on someone, and I got to pay them a wage that isn't going to cripple the shop. And I've done this already too many times. Pay a wage, it cripples the shop financially when they're not producing. It makes out great when they are producing and they have available to, but they got to be consistent. They got to produce again and again and again consistently, every day, every week, every hour. And I haven't found anybody that fulfills that role. It's always people that want to produce 1 week a month and feel good about themselves and pat themselves on the back and then bankrupt the shop the other 3 or 4 weeks a month. If I got someone in here for a solid 2 months that produced consistently and did it, even at an apprentice level, can make a really decent wage. But I got to make sure I'm not getting hung. And typically it's that 60-day mark. It's where people either, well, by my experience, that's where people flop the hardest, is right about 60 days. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm done out here. I got the shop up to working temp for everything out here that needs. I'm going to dip back inside, and we'll catch you guys next week, or at the very least next time I pop on. But take care of yourselves. Stay warm out there. Be safe. I'll keep plugging along. I'm not going nowhere.